Good morning students. This is a video for the students of class 8th subject science. So today we will start a new chapter number 7, that is conservation of plants and animals. This is your lecture number 1. Topics to be covered in this lecture are: first topic is biodiversity, second is ecosystem, biosphere, types of species, red data book, and protected areas. So we will cover these topics in this lecture. Our first topic is biodiversity. We know that Earth is the only planet that supports life. A huge variety of plants and animals are found on the Earth. And this huge variety of plants and animal species on the Earth is termed as biodiversity. What is biodiversity? I am repeating. Huge variety of plants and animal species on the Earth is termed as biodiversity. Now, species. How can we define species? The group of living organisms which is capable of interbreeding is called a species. Means the group of a population which is capable of interbreeding is called a species. And all members of a species depend on each other, directly or indirectly. Therefore, we can say that every organism is important for maintaining the ecological balance. Like, can you imagine what would happen if all the scavengers and decomposers disappear from the earth? What would happen? The earth would be full of dead bodies in a few months. It means what? That scavengers and decomposers are also important for maintaining the balance. Means every organism is important for maintaining the ecological balance on the earth. Thus, biodiversity is very important. Now next topic is flora and fauna. Means biodiversity consists flora and fauna. Now what is the meaning of flora and fauna? The plants growing in a particular area, like the plants growing in Himachal Pradesh, in Rajasthan or in any other area, is termed as its flora. Okay, and the animals found in a particular area is termed as fauna. For example, trees of guava, pine tree, oak tree, bamboo and deodar forms flora of Himachal Pradesh. It means these plants are only found in the regions of Himachal Pradesh. So, they forms the flora of Himachal Pradesh. And the example of fauna is like tiger, Nilgai, Chinkara, Sambar forms the fauna of Rajasthan. Means these are the animals which are found in Rajasthan, like not in Haryana or not in our regions. So these are the animals which are found in the regions of Rajasthan. So they form the fauna of Rajasthan. Okay. Now next topic is ecosystem. What is an ecosystem? Ecosystem refers to the interaction of organisms with one another and with their environment in which they occur. It means ecosystem refers to the interaction of an organism with another organism and with their environment. Like every organism interact with the components of the environment like air, water, minerals and soil. Okay, they interact with the components of the environment. So this community of living organisms, okay, is known as ecosystem. Means an ecosystem is a community of living organisms like plants, animals, microbes with the non-living components of the environment, means their interaction with the non-living components of the environment like air, water, soil. Okay, so they form ecosystem. Okay, their interaction refers to the ecosystem. Now next term is biosphere. What is biosphere? The biosphere is the part of earth where living organisms exist. Okay, it is a part of earth where living organisms exist. It can also be called the zone of life on the earth. Means in this zone, life is possible. All the living organisms are come under this zone. Means under this biosphere, and is a self-regulating system. So what is biosphere? Part of earth where living organism exist, or we can say it is a part of earth where life is possible. Now our next topic is types of species. See, we have already discussed that the group of living organism which is capable of interbreeding is called a species. So now in this topic we will study the different types of species. So first is endemic species. Some species of plants and animals are found exclusively in a particular area. Means in particular area some plants and animals are found on a large scale. Such species are called endemic species. For example, sal and wild mango are the endemic flora of the Panchmari Biosphere Reserve. This is the name of biosphere. Okay. And bison, Indian giant squirrel are endemic fauna of this area. Second is extinct species. Some species of plants and animals which do not exist anymore on the earth are known as extinct species. Okay. What are extinct species? Some species of plants and animals which do not exist anymore on the earth are known as extinct species. For example, dinosaur and dodo. They are the example of extinct species. Now next is endangered species. Some species of plants and animals that are at a high risk of becoming extinct are called endangered species. Means their number have been reduced due to many reasons, like due to hunting or due to destruction of their habitats. Okay, for example, Indian rhinoceros, crocodile and blue whale are endangered species. Next type of species is vulnerable species. Some species of plants and animals that have high chances of becoming endangered species are called vulnerable species. For example, spotted deer, Pacific sea horse and leopard vipere. These are few examples of vulnerable species. Now next is rare species. The species which are present in small numbers are called rare species. For example, golden cat, great Indian hornbill. These are few examples of rare species. Next type is threatened species, means endangered, vulnerable and rare species. Together are termed as threatened species. For example, Bengal tiger, sea turtle are some examples of threatened species. So these are some types of species. Now our next topic is Red Data Book. Now what is Red Data Book? It is a book in which we record all the endangered species of plants and animals. Means we maintain a record of all endangered species of plants and animals. Okay, so a Red Data Book is a record of all endangered species of plants and animals. It is published by International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resource. Its short name is IUCN. I for International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resource. And the first Red Data Book of animals was compiled in 1991. And the IUCN re-evaluates the category of each species every 5 years, if possible, or at least every 10 years. Its main aim is to convey the urgency of conservation issues to the public, as well as to help the international community to reduce species extinction. Okay. So I am repeating, Red Data Book is a book in which we maintain a record of all endangered species of plants and animals. Now our next topic is protected areas. Means to protect flora and fauna and their habitats, the government of India has created some protected areas. And protected areas include national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and biosphere reserves. Now first protected area is national parks. National parks are protected land areas preserved in natural conditions to provide natural habitat and resources to wildlife. Means it is a protected land areas, okay, and it provided natural conditions to natural habitat and resources to wildlife. Means it provide natural conditions, natural habitat and resources to wildlife. The first national park in India is Jim Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand, which was set up in 1936. Now the table shows some other important national park in India. This table is showing some other important national park in India. First is Kanha National Park, and in which state this national park? Madhya Pradesh. It is in Madhya Pradesh. Now next is Beetla National Park. It is in Jharkhand. Now Tabua National Park. It is in Maharashtra. And next is Simplipal National Park, which is in Odisha. So these are some national parks. Okay. Means they are found in India. Now next protected area is Wildlife Sanctuary. It is an area where animals are protected from any disturbance to them and their habitat. In such area, capturing and killing of animals, means hunting, are strictly prohibited. However, collection of minor forest products like wood, harvesting of timber and cultivation are granted so far as it does not interfere with the life of wild animals. But capturing and killing of animals are strictly prohibited. Now this table is showing some wildlife sanctuaries in India. So first is Gir Sanctuary, which is in Gujarat, Sultanpur Bird Sanctuary located in Haryana, and Periyar Sanctuary is in Kerala. Bandipur Sanctuary is in Karnataka. So these are some wildlife sanctuary located in India. Now next protected area is Biosphere Reserve. It is a large protected area of the land for the conservation of wildlife, plant and animal resources and traditional life of tribals living in the area. And the main of the Biosphere Reserve is to conserve biodiversity and to maintain ecological balance. A biosphere reserve may contain national parks and sanctuaries, so it is much larger than a national park or a sanctuary. For example, Pachmari Biosphere Reserve consists of the Satpura National Park and the Bori and Pachmari Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, means a biosphere reserve may contain national parks and sanctuaries and much larger than a national park or a sanctuary. So these are some protected areas. Okay, first is national park, second is wildlife sanctuary and third is biosphere reserve. Okay, and these areas protect flora and fauna and their habitat. Okay, and they protect the plants and animals to become extinct. Okay. Now this is your today's homework. First question is multiple choice question. A part, the flora of an area includes option are only plants, only animals, both plants and animals, non-living components. B part, dodo is an example of endangered species, extinct species, endemic species, none of these. C part is the organization that maintains the Red Data Book is IUCN, WWF, MEF, UNSO. So the organization that maintains the Red Data Book is, you have to select any one option from these. D part is the first national park of India is, options are Gir National Park, Jim Corbett National Park, Kanha National Park, Kaziranga National Park. Now question number 2 is fill in the blanks. A part, dash book list all endangered animals. B part, species that are found in particular area are called dash species. C part, blue whale is an dash species. D part, Project Tiger was launched in India in the year dash. E part, Simplipal National Park located in dash. Question number 3, what is an ecosystem? Question number 4, distinguish between extinct and endangered species. So these are 4 questions you have to do in your fair notebook today. So this ends for today's lecture. Thank you.